1, 2, 3, shake. But I think of you, I might not give you answers if you want me to. Stick by me, I'll be your guiding hand. Don't answer, but I think of you. I might not give you hands, I think you want me to.
Well, this is Jelly from Onstage Music Live. That was a blast for those that missed the sound check. Anyway, I was here. I'm very happy. And I'm sitting tonight with singer, songwriter, keyboardist, and composer, Mr. Bob Malone. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
I know it's not the first time here for you in Switzerland.
No, I've been here a lot of times.
A lot of time. Okay, yeah. So the food, everything, you okay with that?
No, yeah.
That's good to know.
If we come from Italy, I have to adjust a little bit.
Yeah, well, mind you.
Yeah.
How did you discover your passion with music, knowing that you started playing piano at the age of 9?
Yeah, I mean, the first year I played, I wasn't really that into it, but I liked to perform. As you see,
yeah, I can see that.
Even when I was a little kid, I just liked to perform. So my mom was like, if you practice every day for 15 minutes, I'll watch you play. And I was like, oh, if I have an audience, and my mom watches me. And so after about 8 months of that, all of a sudden I was like, I could play. And then after that, they couldn't tear me away. And I was just doing this for the rest of my life.
So is part of your family members all musicians? Or?
No, none of them. I mean, no.
Okay.
They just wanted me to be a well-rounded kid, take some lessons, read some books, like no one saw that, no one thought that anything was going to happen.
Well, and he did, huh?
Yeah.
Who inspired you when you were young?
Oh, when I played classical music when I was young, and I really wanted to be a concert pianist. And I love, Leonard Bernstein and Vladimir Horowitz and Chick Corea, like jazz guys. And then I discovered Billy Joel, and then I discovered Ray Charles, and it was kind of a progression.
That's interesting, because it was one of my questions asking you, which is the kind of music that you really, really like to play, because you play everything.
Yeah, I like everything.
You like everything, really.
I mean, I get kind of like classified as a blues thing, because I'm bluesy, you know. I really like that element to be kind of on everything. But I really love a lot of things. Like the way I learned music, there was no genre for me, right? I was getting classical training, but I was playing jazz, and I was playing in rock and roll bands, like at night, you know. So I didn't really, it was all just music to me, you know. It's still kind of how I feel about it.
So you always played music, basically?
Yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, yeah.
Never stop. You played with, I never can pronounce this one, John Fogerty.
Fogerty, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr, Avril Lavigne, that I
that's
really
right,
like, and many more.
We did a Christmas song with her.
That we're going to talk about this one.
Yeah.
But what is the most memorable performance, or maybe experience you can share with us, like a little?
I don't know. I mean, probably doing a session with Ringo Starr was, because I just didn't. It just came out of the blue, and it's Ringo. It's the Beatles are another, like, they have their own separate universe of fame, beyond regular famous people, you know. So, and it was literally like 10 minutes from my house, you know.
Wow.
I went to his house, his mansion, right?
Wow.
In LA, up in the Hollywood Hills, and we recorded all day. It was unbelievable. But it's been a lot of great stuff, you know. Played the Hollywood Bowl with the John Fogerty, and that was pretty amazing. And there's a lot of. I was just talking to a guy here. Yeah, I was talking about, like, I was like, do you like? What's it like? Do you like playing for a huge audience as opposed to a small one? And I really don't. Like, everyone loves to play for a huge audience, but I just like to play for an audience that understands what I'm doing and is really, like, connecting, you know? Like, there are nights, like every night you play and we're pros and we put on a good show and people respond, but there are some nights where you just really connect with everybody, like you all become one huge organism, and that can happen in a small room or a big room. That can happen anywhere, and that is the greatest, you know?
Yeah. Well, tonight I felt a little bit of that during your sound check.
I connected with everyone watching sound check.
I know, and you have
all 6 people.
While you're here,
I've played many shows for 6 people, so
well, but that's a little bit, While you're here, can you please introduce to us your band tonight, because they're all fantastic.
Oh yeah, so that's Trissette Loosemore.
She's over there. I took some photo with her being in Australia.
Celeste Butler.
Celeste.
Right. And Mario
Garini,
he's the bass player. I don't know where he is.
I think
they all left to go eat food. Ito Tancredi, who's the drummer, he plays with me, and he's Italian, but he moved to LA.
Okay.
So he kind of splits his year between here and there, and he plays with me in LA. And Stevie Sanguini, the cat, is the guitar player somewhere. Yeah. He's there. I don't know where they are.
So are you always touring with your same band?
Get interviewed.
Are you touring very often with the same band?
Yeah, I've got basically like 3 bands. So when I play Europe, I play with this band. The background singers, they go with me everywhere. Yeah, you can't just show up and teach parts.
I know.
Right, but these guys have played with me for at least 10 years, most of them. So it's like a real band at this point. And that drummer plays with me also back home. And then I have like a New York rhythm section. So when I do the East Coast of America, I play with those guys. And then I'll like bring them in along with.
Fantastic.
So that's how I do it, And I have an Australian band. Haven't seen them in a while, but like, our rhythm section, we've done a ton of shit. We toured I toured like 11 years in a row in Australia.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, it's great. I've seen it all.
I won't say any difference.
Seen it all. I've been to the West Coast where you were born, and there's Perth, and then there's just miles and miles of nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But a lot of everything.
Wineries, a lot of nice wineries on the West Coast.
Yeah. You too, by the way.
Yeah.
Now you made a version of your Mean Mr. Grinch. Now.
Oh, that's right.
Now, they actually used your version for the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. My question is, why this song? Because is it something you have something special?
I recorded the song just because I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's genius. Like when I was a kid, I loved Dr. Seuss. Like I had all the books. My mom had I had a subscription series, and every month the book would come. This is probably the 70s when I was a little kid, so they were already written by then. But I loved it, and as I got older, I really appreciated how great those lyrics were. Like there's all kinds of internal rhymes. It's really clever. So I wanted to record it, and I was doing this show as like a multi-act bill. This is way back in like 2004, and it was a Christmas show, and I didn't have any Christmas things recorded. And so I wanted something to sell at this show, basically. So I did The Grinch, and I did, and I wrote an original Christmas song. And then later on, I made a Christmas. They were all on
Christmas
it now,
album,
right?
yeah.
So I just recorded it because I liked it. I had a tiny little budget. You know, we cut it live in the studio, and cranked it out so I could just sell it this one show, basically. And then it was on YouTube. I mean, it was on YouTube.
Yeah,
it was on iTunes, right?
iTunes.
And it was just sitting there on iTunes, and nobody really cared about it. And like, so 16 years later, I get this call from Universal Pictures, and they want it about using this song in this movie, you know. And they wouldn't tell me what the movie was. They wouldn't tell me anything because they didn't want to. Like, no one was supposed to know. It was over a year before the movie came out. So I sent them to my manager, and they were like, yeah, they want stems. Like, stems are like the individual tracks.
Okay.
Like when you record something,
you have
everything's
numbers.
on a different track.
Yeah.
Everything's, so there's a piano track, a drum track, a vocal track. So when they use stuff in TV or movies or commercials or whatever, they usually, they want the stems so they can pull something out if they need. Like sometimes they use part of it without the vocals because there's dialogue going on, stuff like that. So I had to find these 16-year-old tapes basically and see if they even worked anymore. And they did, and we sent that to them. I still didn't know what they were doing with it. We're like, can you tell? And then they told me how much money it was going to be, and I was like, I don't care what you do with it. It was like a year's worth of, you know, my normal. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I really didn't know that about that movie. I didn't know what it was until maybe a couple of days before it came out. It was used in all the trailers, which ran for a year. So one day I just wake up and I go to Facebook or whatever, and all these people on there are like, I heard your song, and that's when I knew what it was going to be done. What was going to be done with it, right? Yeah. So
it's fantastic. You all have to go on YouTube and watch this video, because honestly, I did this morning, and because that's something where I went, why?
Thank you for doing your research. Yeah, I know.
Always,
seems a little,
come on.
It works for me. Right? I turned it into. That was the other thing. I had it on a VHS tape. Oh, and so the song in the original cartoon, the '60s cartoon, it's split up throughout the movie. Like there's a verse, and then stuff happens, and there's another verse. Yeah. So I had to like learn the verse, and then wait and watch the thing for a while, and then learn to say it, and then put it all together and just totally turn it into like one kind of song that flowed. And I just did my own kind of thing.
Well, I loved it. So. Anyway, it's worth for everyone. Please go and have a look at that.
It was done for love.
It's great.
It ended up being for money, but it didn't start out as for money. Yeah.
Bob, your last album came out in 2021.
2021. That's
2021.
Right. Yeah. That's 3 years now.
Now it's 2024. Is there anything in your little hat?
You know, starting to work on some stuff.
Okay.
You know, it was weird, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like that whole record was written, like the day they shut everything down in March of 2020. I was at a recording session, recording the last song for that record. And I finished the song, the note rings out, and the engineer comes on and he goes, we have to leave, it's, you know, it's stop. And I didn't play again, you know, for people for a year and a, right? So, and I was going to put it out in 2020, you know, because it was done, basically. And I just, was a weird time to put it out, so I waited a year.
Okay.
But during that time, I didn't, like some people got really creative during the pandemic and they wrote songs and stuff, and I got the opposite. Like I couldn't, it was hard for me to function. Like I didn't feel like writing anything. Yeah. And since then, I haven't written much. I've, been just working on playing a lot and trying to,
Okay, yeah,
write.
Of course.
So it's time to make, I can't really force it.
It'll come along.
But there's a couple of things I'm working on, and
okay.
I might do an album of like cover tunes that I kind of mess with, like the ones.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Play. There's a bunch of that stuff.
That'd be great.
Would be good on a record because I like to deconstruct tunes and just turn them into something else.
Bob, do you have any other passion?
Cooking.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm big.
Well,
yeah.
You like cooking?
Yeah.
That's great.
My wife benefits. It's like a restaurant at our house every day. If I'm there. Either that or I'm not there, and she just like gets yogurt out of the fridge. And she's like, I can't be bothered to cook. It's not gonna, so
I love it. Yeah.
That's my hobby. I think I never really thought about it as that, but
At least.
Is this on? Okay,
yeah, no, at least.
So is this thing on? So I love to cook. It's kind of close to music, where you can improvise a little bit, and you can take something and make it your own, and you connect with people, like you make people happy. I like to throw like dinner parties and have people over and cook for them, and
that's the big thing.
And they come over, and it's really great. And I'm socially awkward, so it's great because if I don't feel like talking to somebody, I'm like I'm in the kitchen, I'm working on. I can't talk to you right now, and they're told, oh, that's cool, so it's perfect for me.
I love it. Yeah.
I can really control the environment that way. So,
Bob, we won't take too long because I know everyone's hungry. But if you could go back in time now, is there anything that you would change?
Oh, that's rough. Probably not. Oh, the only thing I ever wondered about is, I got into, like I auditioned for a bunch of music schools, and I got into Manhattan School of Music in New York, and that was like the most prestigious thing that came near me, right? And I grew up in New Jersey, and I wasn't going to be able to live in New York. I was going to have to commute in. Like the dorms were very small, but my music teacher's like, "Oh my God, you got into Manhattan School, but that's huge. Like nobody gets." And I didn't go because I was going to have to live at home and commute in, and I wanted to get out of my hometown as quickly as possible. So I went to a different. It was all fine, but I always wondered. I don't regret it, but I always wonder what would have happened if I didn't. That was like a big life choice that I made when I was 17, and like you're not really equipped to make a good decision. But I think everything worked out fine. So.
Oh yes, definitely.
But it's more like I wonder. I probably would have lived in New York instead of LA, and I probably would have. Who knows? I don't know. It was always an interesting. The people were very disappointed. The people that were disappointed that I didn't go. But I was like, I don't want to stay at my hometown, and
Yeah. Well, anyway, tonight you're here, and that's for us very important at the back tonight. Yeah. What you did was brilliant. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to hear. Before we go, and I'll let you and your band eat something before the show tonight.
They're already eating.
Is there anything they don't eat?
They don't care about it.
They don't care. Oh, the fish and chips there anyway.
Yeah, they got theirs.
Plenty of fish and chips. Is there any question you would have liked me to ask you and I didn't ask you tonight before I let you go?
No.
Is there anything you want to add?
Some good questions.
That's
you did
good.
your research. Some people ask terrible. They're like, "What do you like about music?" Well, you got like 4 hours because So they were good questions.
That's
I'm very
fantastic.
satisfied with the questions. Yeah.
For those who want to check out the website of Bob Malone, because you're going on tour, you'll be, I think, in Fribourg. You're going in Italy. You're touring a lot. So please.
London.
That's it. Don't hesitate. Facebook, all your website. You've got all your info there.
Yeah.
Very well done.
.com.
Which is good because some musicians don't.
Oh,
so that's why, exactly.
No. I keep the information.
I thank you so much for your time. It was an honor and a real pleasure chatting with you. And I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.